It's my first ever first impression movie review, and I feel like I'm starting with a good one. Last night I saw Ballerina, and I wanted to make a quick review of it for you. Now, as you guys know, Ballerina is Girl John Wick. It takes place in the same universe as the Keanu Reeves character, and not so spoiler alert because it's in the teasers, but John Wick is actually in the movie. Based on that info alone, I was ready to be disappointed going into this movie, as it was yet another girl boss replacing a male lead in a franchise, and that's what happened, but not in the way that I anticipated. In fact, I'm happy to report that at least one group in Hollywood has given unto us a strong female lead that is actually good. Ana de Armas' Eve Macaro is, in my opinion, up there with the likes of Sarah Connor and Ripley. And Ballerina manages to do something that many modern Hollywood movies refuse to do nowadays when it comes to girl boss movies, and that's establish the fact that the main character is a woman. Now you might be thinking, Brandon, don't they all establish the fact that these girl bosses are women? And I would respond with no. Actually, I think they avoid that fact as much as possible. Let me show you what I mean. Early in the film, as Eve is training, they make it clear to her that she's always going to lose straight-up brawls. She's smaller and weaker than the vast majority of her opponents, and so she's taught to get creative.
You will always be weaker. You will always be smaller. Improvise. Adapt. Cheat.
And she does. She begins taking advantage of her opponent's weaknesses. She improvises a lot, and really hats off to Ana de Armas for selling that kind of combat style to the audience. Ana de Armas brings a lot of gravitas to the character. There's a ruggedness to her that I don't think a lot of women who play female badasses are capable of. And Ana de Armas is strangely good at it, despite her size and doe eyes, which she has a lot throughout the film. I feel like she really showed she was capable of being a female badass lead when she played Paloma in No Time to Die, and I can remember watching that and thinking, I'd like to see more of that character. And I think we got it with Ballerina. The other thing that Ballerina does really well is show respect for the character that the universe is based on. I was afraid that they were going to do what many modern girl boss movies do, and that's neuter the male character in order to make the female character look better artificially. You saw that in Rey and Luke Skywalker, Thor and Jane Foster, Indiana Jones and Helena Shaw, He-Man and Teela. A little bit of a spoiler here, but I feel like it's important to talk about it. So if you don't want to hear this, click off the video. But during the third act, John Wick is sent to confront Eve, and the two get into a tussle. And I was bracing for them to disrespect John Wick by letting him get his ass kicked by a much more motivated and girl bossy Eve, and that does not happen. John Wick absolutely floors Eve, and it's not even a contest. What's funny about that also is the fact that he wasn't trying to hurt her or kill her, he was just trying to get her to leave. So even holding back, John Wick straight up dominates the Ballerina. And I found that this actually makes me respect Eve more because it gives her stakes. She's headed into this maelstrom of bullets and fire, and the movie has now established that she's no John Wick. There is some real danger here for her. And it made her fight feel more worthy. And these fight scenes are just pure John Wickian. Is that a word? It is now. The fight scenes are exactly as you would expect from a film like this. They keep that John Wick flavor, but they now have something of an Eve spin to it, which I really think works. If I had to criticize the movie a little bit, it feels a little rushed during the third act. And I do feel like there could have been way more fleshing out of certain characters. There is a death that happens, and I feel like I'm supposed to care about it, but I just don't. But that's the only problem I really had with the film, at least on the first viewing. And I'm sure I could find more flaws with subsequent viewings, but to be honest with you, the flaws in this film that I saw on first watch are minor annoyances to me. They don't ruin the film at all. My measure for this being a bad film was if at any point during it, I started wishing that I was watching the actual John Wick movies. And I'm happy to say I did not feel that at any point in time during this film. I was perfectly happy watching Eve tear ass throughout this entire movie. Even when John Wick shows up, it doesn't feel like the movie trying to save itself through member berries. It literally feels like a bonus. I really enjoyed this movie, and I would like more, please. And I went in really skeptical, but to be honest with you, after I left the theater, I was thinking, if Ana de Armas is the one taking the reins from Keanu Reeves as lead in this franchise, I'm not mad about it. I like the character of Eve. I like the fight scenes that she's in. Ana de Armas is a fantastic action actress, and I would really love to see where this character goes. And they leave it open for a sequel, so I can't wait for Ballerina Chapter 2 Reloaded Parabellum. Later.